We live in a world that tells us happiness is the goal of life. We're told to find it, chase it, work for it, earn it. It's in the books we read, the movies we watch, the advice we hear from friends. Follow your heart. Find what makes you happy. It all sounds so inspiring. But have you noticed something strange? The more you chase happiness, the more it slips away. You get the job you wanted and the excitement fades after a few months. You buy the car, the house, the phone, and within weeks, it's just another thing you own. You meet someone who makes you feel alive, and then one day, the magic feels ordinary, and you start searching again. We think happiness is a permanent state we can arrive at. Like once we find it, it will stay forever. But life doesn't work that way. Every high fades. Every pleasure loses its sparkle. And then we feel disappointed, like something went wrong. Like maybe we didn't try hard enough. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The search for happiness is often the very thing that makes us unhappy. Why? Because the search is built on an idea. I'm not happy now, but I will be when. Think about what that means. It means you're already starting from a place of lack. You're telling yourself you're incomplete, that something is missing in you. And so, no matter what you achieve, the mind keeps moving the goalpost. Krishnamurti once said, "To seek happiness is to invite misery." And if you really look at your life, you can see what he meant. When you're chasing happiness, you're always running toward the future. You're never here. You're living in an image of a life you don't yet have. And in that image, your current life is never enough. It's like a dog chasing its tail. The faster it runs, the more frustrated it gets. The more you search, the more you notice you don't have it. And that gap becomes painful. The modern world feeds this cycle. Social media shows us endless images of people smiling, traveling, succeeding. It tells us, look, they're happy. You could be too. Just buy this, do that, be like them. And we believe it. We compare. We feel left out. We start running again. But here's the paradox. The moments when you felt truly alive, truly at peace, weren't those moments when you stopped looking? Maybe you were walking in the park and the sunlight hit the trees just right. Or you were laughing with a friend about something silly. Or you were completely absorbed in your work, forgetting about yourself. In those moments, you weren't thinking, am I happy right now? You weren't measuring it. You weren't chasing it. You were simply living. Happiness, in its deepest sense, isn't something to be pursued. It's something that happens when the mind is free from the chase. When you're not trying to be somewhere else. When you're not trying to be someone else. When you're not bargaining with life. I'll be happy if you give me this. The search for happiness is rooted in desire, and desire always carries its shadow. Fear. The desire to keep what you have. The fear of losing it. The desire for more. The fear of never having enough. As long as that cycle spins, peace is impossible. Krishnamurti pointed to something radical. He said the ending of the search is the beginning of freedom. Not the end of joy, not the end of pleasure, but the end of dependence on them. It means you can enjoy a beautiful sunset without wishing it would last forever. You can feel love without clinging to it in fear. You can experience success without building your identity around it. It's not about rejecting happiness. It's about seeing it for what it is, a guest, not a permanent resident. When you stop clinging, you make space for it to come and go naturally. But here's the challenge. Most of us are terrified of stopping the chase. We believe that without the search, life will be empty. We think, if I'm not trying to be happy, then what's the point? That question comes from a mind conditioned to see life as a transaction. Give me happiness and I'll live. But life isn't a bargain. It's happening now. And the more you try to hold it, the more it slips through your fingers. So maybe the question isn't, how do I become happy? Maybe it's, can I live without needing to be happy? Can I be fully present in this moment, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's messy, even if it's not what I imagined? Because when the need for happiness drops, something surprising happens. You start noticing beauty in ordinary things. You start feeling alive without a reason, and you realize, maybe for the first time, that happiness was never hiding in the future. It was quietly here all along, waiting for you to stop looking elsewhere. This doesn't mean life becomes a constant bliss. It's not about walking around with a permanent smile on your face. Life will still have pain, loss, confusion. But without the constant chase, those moments no longer feel like failures. They're just part of the fabric of living. Think about rain. Most of us see rain as bad weather, something to wait out until the sun returns. But what if you could simply let the rain be rain? Not good, not bad, just part of the whole picture. When you stop demanding sunshine, you can see the beauty in the rain too. The mind loves to label experiences as either helping or hurting our happiness. Got a raise? Good. Got rejected? Bad. But what if those labels are the real problem? What if constantly measuring life against this imaginary happiness scale is what keeps us from peace? Krishnamurti often said, "The moment you have a conclusion, you stop looking. When you've decided that happiness is over there, you stop seeing what's here. And here might hold more than you think." So how do we stop the chase? It's not about forcing yourself to give up wanting happiness. You can't will your way out of desire, but you can watch it. You can see it arise in real time. That little voice saying, "If I just had this, I'd feel better." And instead of blindly obeying it, you can pause. You can notice that in the very act of wanting, there's already tension, already restlessness, already dissatisfaction. This awareness isn't cold or mechanical. It's gentle, like watching clouds move across the sky. You don't push them away. You don't hold them in place. You just see them for what they are, passing patterns. And as you keep watching, something shifts. The wanting loses its grip. The future loses its hypnotic pull. You find yourself living in moments you used to rush past, drinking your coffee without needing it to be perfect, listening to someone without planning what you'll say next, feeling the breeze without turning it into a photo for Instagram. When you live this way, happiness is no longer a prize at the end of the race. It's more like a fragrance in the air, something you notice when you're not busy chasing it. And when it fades, you don't panic. You know it will return, just like seasons do. The irony is almost funny. When you stop looking for happiness, you create the conditions for it to appear. When you stop trying to hold on to it, it stays longer. And when it leaves, you're okay, because your life isn't built on its presence. The search for happiness leads to unhappiness, because it's a search that never ends. The mind always finds another condition, another goal, another if only. Freedom begins when you see this loop clearly and step out of it. Not through effort, not through discipline, but through understanding. And in that understanding, you discover something far greater than happiness. You discover a quiet, steady peace that doesn't depend on anything. A peace that can hold joy and sorrow in the same embrace. A peace that doesn't need a reason to exist. That peace was here all along. It's here now. The only thing in the way was the search itself. So here's the tricky part. Even when we hear all this, the mind still whispers, "Okay, but if I understand this, then I'll be happy, right?" See how sneaky it is? The chase changes clothes, but it's still the chase. We've been trained from childhood to move toward rewards. Gold stars in school, praise from parents, promotions at work. Our whole system of living is built on do this, and you'll get that. So it's almost unnatural to live without chasing some kind of payoff. But the beauty of this understanding is that you don't have to fight the chase. You don't have to force yourself into some fake state of contentment. You just have to see the chase for what it is. Every time it starts up, notice the tension in your body. Notice the way your thoughts speed up, the way your focus jumps ahead. That's not freedom. That's not living. That's running. Krishnamurti often said that insight is like light. It doesn't struggle with darkness, it just makes it vanish. When you see clearly that chasing happiness creates unhappiness, you don't have to try to stop. The very clarity begins to dissolve the chase. It's a bit like holding a glass of muddy water. If you keep stirring it, it stays cloudy. If you put it down and leave it alone, the mud settles on its own. Your mind is the same. The constant chase is the stirring. Stillness isn't something you create. It's what's left when you stop agitating it. And here's something we rarely think about. When we're chasing happiness, we're also avoiding certain parts of life. We run from discomfort, from boredom, from sadness. We treat them like enemies. But when you stop running, you see they have their own strange beauty. Sadness can open your heart. Boredom can spark creativity. Pain can deepen compassion. The more you allow all of it, the more your life feels whole. And when life feels whole, you don't need happiness to make it worth living. Now, I know some people hear this and think it sounds like giving up. But it's the opposite. It's not surrendering to a dull, joyless life. It's opening to a life so rich that you don't need to control it. It's living without conditions. Without the bargain of, I'll live fully, but only if you give me happiness. That's the shift. And when that shift happens, the idea of searching for happiness will feel almost absurd. Because you'll realize, there's nowhere to search. It's already here, hiding in plain sight. So maybe the real question isn't, how do I find happiness? But, can I live fully without chasing it? Because in that letting go, life reveals its quiet treasures. A laugh, a breeze, a moment of stillness. And you see that happiness isn't a destination or a trophy. It's a passing guest, arriving when it will, leaving when it must. And when you no longer cling, you realize you were never missing anything at all.